We're sipping IPAs and dippers and the tippers, impies and the sours, sipping on the sours. Smashing crafties, smashing beers.
Got its own theme song as well.
I saw, yeah.
Smash. Do you know what? It's been so long since I've done a fucking show, I can't remember. Did you fancy doing a shot?
No, I don't. I've packed in with the shots these
We can
days.
leave the whiskey for now. Right, I reckon Cheetah Print Pit Vipers from Baron is going to be the first. Verdant Brewing. We were saying earlier, don't know who these guys are. Just in Buntingford, just north of London.
I've never heard of them, but the can looks amazing.
Yeah, saw it in all of the beers. Well, aside from the couple that you've brought along, all of these have been supplied kit of Rainville. It is, oh yeah, oh fuck me, that's cloudy. Rainville is like sort of the go-to craft beer spot in Leeds.
All right. Was it like a bottle shop?
It's essentially sort of an Asian corner shop that I think saw the shift in the marketplace, so to speak,
Right.
and the worth of being the craft supplier, had a good hookup, and just pivoted into, that's the version I've made up in my head anyway. But essentially, yeah, they just got a little corner shop type location in a neighbourhood in Bramley, the area.
Right.
And they just...
Well, to be fair, if you're getting stuff like this, then
Yeah,
they kind of have nailed it, really.
Yeah,
haven't
they've
they?
just kind of become there's lots of other places across Leeds, thankfully, but Rainville's the one that I think most people will mention as the sort of the Leeds' premier craft beer spot. So yeah, let's have a cheers for it coming down. Let's have a sniff and a swig.
Oh wow,
Swig.
That's like really fruity.
There's a warmth to that. Do you want some?
A tiny bit, but also please introduce the guest.
We do like we'll have a thing going over the screen saying this is
yeah.
Christian. But yeah, it's all good. So yeah, we need a Coley portion. Don't knock the camera though. There you go. That is, yeah, there's like a warmth to that when knocking it back.
You're getting like the real fruit, you like refreshing up front, but then it kind of warms at the back, I think. Like, what kind of like whiskey would, sort of.
What I've started doing now recently with, say, Imperial Stouts, where there's that depth of profile that you really want to appreciate, or even some of the Vault City sours, is it can sound a bit whatever, foodie person, but like letting the beer rest on your tongue for a few seconds, and it is genuinely like you kind of, with the right beer, you can go on a real journey with that. You kind of have that like the initial wash of, I guess, the flavour receptors for all the initial what they're picking up. Then that sort of, when it's been embedded, washing it down, and it just, there's that kind of thickness to the experience. This feels like one of those, the few IPAs that you could probably do such a thing with. Let's give it a whirl like that.
Oh yeah, you do get an extra sort of layer of...
I'd say it stripped it out a bit. It was a lot thicker on the front end, and it was a lot thinner, noticeably, on the
I feel like by doing that, it feels less fruity and more warmth.
Yeah. This is with Citra, Mosaic, Nectaron, and Sabro. So all just sort of the big high fruit, big hitters, the generics. Have they double dry hopped it? I think they might have. Yeah, it's been double dry hop.
I want dry hop, double dry hop, triple dry hop, put it in me.
So a lot bigger, and it is an 8%. It doesn't surprise me to hear it's an 8%, but it's also not blowing your socks off.
It feels like a strong, like above the average strength beer.
But as much for the flavour as anything, it feels. So it's that's setting the standard pretty fucking high.
That is an absolute banger, I would say. You were saying about the sunglasses.
Oh yeah, I think it's Pit Vipers. It was You remember that? Do you remember that? So it was a very internet thing. They came out of nowhere. I think it was like an LA brand, and they had a very like 90s retro looking website,
right,
and really leaned into the kind of what you'd I guess call a kind of hipster aesthetic for the period of being like kind of leaning into a prototype aesthetic of things.
I think they're very popular in sportswear.
Oh, okay.
Like skiing,
mountain
biking, yeah.
I always saw it as like a post-ironic brand type popularity.
They've taken that layer and applied it.
To
like a retro appeal.
I think, but my awareness is like sort of super old schooly. Maybe when they first were doing that shit, and it's an artist by the name of Max Wild at Max Wild WLYD. I shouldn't be reading this. I guess Max Wild is gone as a handle, so they've just switched the letters around there. Right, I'm going to jump straight into the big boy of the bunch. We've got this collab here, Beak, Track, and Rivington. Again, it's a double IPA, not double dry hopped as far as I can see though. And again with the tropical fruit fellas, Galaxy, Motueka, I always mispronounce that, and Citra again. Actually, I think Citra is in potentially all of the ones that I've picked up.
That is three of the top breweries in the UK at the moment. Three of my favourites. Anyway.
Okay.
I was at the Track Brewery tap room not that
they're
long ago.
Manchester-based, yeah.
It's literally just outside of town, and I usually stay at the Ibis Budget, which is cheap, but it's just on the outskirts of town.
Yeah.
But you have the Cloudwater tap room and Track right next to each other, and they're literally right next to the hotel. It's perfect.
You can like save it for the last destination or something. Stumble back. Yeah, again, this looks really
super light.
Pardon me. That looks again to the hue. That's even sort of cloudier. That looks outrageous.
That's fabulous.
Yeah. So here we go. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to quick palate cleanse.
Yeah. Thank you.
But yeah, it is fantastic getting to pop up to Rainville. It's a lovely like walk along the canal.
All right.
Sort of the best way to get there from here. And cheers. They've always got the finest of beers.
Not much on the nose.
And I was going to say there's not really anything there.
Oh, that's like milky. That's super creamy.
That's a real thick one again.
Yeah.
There's so much body to those two.
You kind of expect it from a DIPA though, to have that kind of body.
I think because I was working in craft beer for a minute there, and you get spoilt for just seeing just how kind of good it can get, but also just how kind of average or bad it can get.
Yeah.
So it means you kind of park a lot of your expectations on the shelf, because like for these really do feel like outliers of beers for like just the quality.
Yeah.
And to be honest, one of the reasons why I'm not so kind of willing to throw money at craft beer as much these days, because there's that absolute risk element of like,
totally.
You know, and just because there's all one-off collaborations and one-off brews and what have you. So there's no real, and even if they were like kind of core range beers that I know it could just be an off day or whatever, any number of reasons why it kind of could be not worth the investment. But these first two have been bloody phenomenal.
Yeah. Very impressed actually.
That's fruity, that hell of a lot fruitier. I think there's almost pineapple-y.
Yeah.
The pineapple kind of punch into the fore in that one. That's crazy. For the amount that the term is thrown around in craft beer, especially recently with the hazy stuff in the UK.
Yeah.
Seldom that you can have something and it's like the pineapple really does punch through to that amount.
See, I think it's quite subtle, because normally if I get something that's too pineapple-y, I'm not keen on it, because I'm not massively keen on pineapple.
It becomes like a fruit beer.
Yeah,
at that stage,
and it literally, it becomes overpowering and overpowers the rest of the beer. That is just absolutely perfect. That's kind of the levels I'm looking for.
Yeah,
I don't feel like I don't feel like there's the warmth there. I feel like it's a more sort of fruity, refreshing beer. That.
Okay.
I feel like that's a dangerous one that you can kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's 8%.
Again,
go on,
yeah.
I'll have another one.
There does feel that there's like very abstracty terms in that, but there's a weight to this that maybe it carries the awareness that it is an 8%er, whereas, as you say, this one lands a bit softer.
I feel like if someone just poured that for me and said, there's a beer for you, and asked me, what sort of ABV do you think that is? I would probably guess at about 6%.
Yeah.
You can tell it's like, it's a little bit higher than average, but I wouldn't have said that was 8% then.
Yeah.
Very easy drinking.
Oh. Delicious. So you were at the Manchester Punk Festival.
That is correct.
Last weekend.
Yes, it was. It was literally just last weekend.
And you were coordinating one of the beer exchanges.
That is correct. Yes.
So how did that go then?
It was brilliant. It was the second year we've done it. The first year, probably mistakenly, it was put at the Sunday. The Sunday of a festival, literally no one's in the market for getting up, going out for a pint, exchanging beers. So is it just quickly, just literally you rock up, you've got some like spare tinnies from your local scene, and just exchange with internationals. Exactly that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. We had people from all over the UK. We had some Swiss guys turn up with some Swiss beer.
Nice.
And we'll get onto that ultimately. The Fell, Denny from the Fell Brewery taproom in Manchester, he brought some of their core beers down. It was a good day, and it was good because it was in the Sandbar, which is just a bar anyway.
Okay.
Which have a great selection of craft beers, and people could just pop down, have a sociable. And it was good fun. It went really well. I was very, very pleased with the way it went. So.
Nice. Did you fancy some Freddy's Drop?
That is from Sunderland. That's the Vaux Brewery.
Vaux Brewery.
I'm intrigued by a bit of that last beer.
Yeah. Let's go. Same glass.
I'll just run slightly behind you guys.
Yeah, this was very enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I would. Do you know what? I would be very intrigued actually if I was in the Track Brewery taproom, if they had that on keg. I would love to have.
Oh
that on keg.
Jesus.
Is that the Freddy's?
Yes, Freddy's. So this is Freddy's Drop, a New Zealand Session IPA. So New Zealand being doesn't say which hops, but 4.3. So.
A good session beer. It is what it says on the tin.
Yeah, and it's
very enjoyable actually.
Very lovely garish looking tin.
They actually have some quite. I don't know if you've seen some of my other videos. They have some quite good branding. Vaux. It's very sort of like colour forward.
Yeah.
They did. I think it was called Big Mouth, which was a collaboration with Northern Monk.
Oh, cool.
And that was fabulous.
Yes, it was.
That was there was relatively high ABV for like a standard IPA. I think it was like 6.7 or something, but it was superb.
This is just an enjoyable straight punching.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's an afternoon in a beer garden.
Yeah. No, I think it's what I found with, because I hadn't tried Burning Sky until recently.
Burning Sky, I'm not familiar.
They're from, I think, is it Cornwall, somewhere down south. They're just one of those like sort of highly regarded in the beer industry. Yeah. Whenever I've tried them since, and when I've tried them a few times before that, it was that thing of they were just nailing the standards, like the going at a very sort of entry level expectation of I'd like an IPA, I'd like a this, that, and the other. And they were just
fundamentals.
doing the fundamentals, but just like to a powerfully decent standard.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm curious to get into the 0.5% we've got. So we've
yes, of course. That's right,
Burning Sky versus Verdant.
Yeah.
But that is to say that this Freddy's drop is just very straightforward punching. It's not really kind of
It's
anything crazy, but
it's very fresh and enjoyable.
Exactly, yeah. There's a little something to the nose on that, but like.
But yeah,
it looks the part.
They do some decent core beers, Vaux, but the kind of specials and the collabs that they do are very, very decent.
Nice. I'll have to keep an eye out for them. Speaking of which, were there any standout bands that you saw across the weekend?
Oh, everyone. Literally, Manchester Punk Festival is...
It's one of those where you kind of... Well, it's the nature of most festivals, I guess, but it's always felt more with Manchester Punk Fest, is that there's usually there's a handful of breakout, like, bands that kind of get everyone talking.
Yeah.
I remember when Pizza Tramp first surfaced on the scene. I think it was Manchester Punk Fest when they kind of got onto most people's radars.
Yeah, and well, that's because it's high visibility. You've got people from all over the country there.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of people involved in the DIY scene. A lot of people who promote gigs in various areas. So, yeah, it's a good way for someone sees someone, right? We'll have them on, and you can pretty much organise a tour just from the people who've
I hadn't
seen
even
it
thought
play.
about that as like it's almost an industry conference.
Well, it's getting like, I mean, I think I've only missed 1 year in the 10 years it's been going, and it's gotten to the point now where you're just walking down the street and you kind of know everyone you're walking past.
I think it might have been you or somebody else had posted. Oh, no, I think it might have been Marv Gadji from Boston, not Boston. Just ironically posting, there's punks everywhere.
Yeah, it's just a great feeling. It really is. It's a wonderful festival, but it's I was saying about performances. I think it's one of those where everyone just seems to bring their A game.
Okay.
I feel like you that's the best you're going to see anyone at that time. I mean, Lightyear. I've not seen Lightyear for quite a while. And they were off the charts good.
Yeah, I can't think about that band without they put together a tour video back in the early 2000s, and that's all I can really say about that. I got to watch it, and I'll never be able to see that band with different eyes now. And I really don't want to give any other more detail than that. So it is what it is. But I reckon we're going to go next to Soma.
Yes. Now this looks very, very intriguing.
But you can tell us about who you thought were actually the standout band for you.
Actual favourite band of the weekend, and probably just because it's been so long, Laura Jane Grace.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Did like kind of half a set own songs and half a set Against Me songs. It was phenomenal. And I think that because it was kind of like different and I say so long.
Yeah.
But yeah, brilliant. Like the bands like Strike Anywhere, you get to see them every now and again.
Exactly.
You don't get to see Laura Jane Grace very often, so yeah, that was good. That was probably the standout for me.
Right.
So yeah.
So these, where did you say this was from?
Girona.
Yeah. So what's your awareness of that place?
Oh, I've been going to Girona for about 20 years now.
Oh wow.
Girona was the Ryanair budget Barcelona airport.
Okay.
So when back in the day, like the late 2000s, when we were getting like penny flights and pound flights, it was always to Girona. And I mean, we were getting penny flights and pound flights and stuff like that and paying like €8 a night to stay in a hostel. And it was like, oh, that's like Barcelona's getting too expensive for us. We're going to have to find somewhere cheaper. Yeah. So we used to break it up. We'd have like 2 nights in Girona and then 2 nights in Barcelona because Girona was cheaper than Barcelona.
Nice. Well, yeah, so these guys are based there. I was saying to Nicole earlier, geographically, it's a good way to think on it is being comparable to Basque country and San Sebastian, that those sit at the top of Spain, sort of Spain, France, on the left-hand side. And this, called again, sorry?
Girona.
There we go.
Girona.
Girona. On the right-hand side, the east coast.
Yes, the east coast, like northeast coast.
I always have to do the never eat shredded wheat thing.
Because if you you fly into Girona, it's that's the airport that serves like the Costa Brava, like Lloret de Mar, places like that. You can fly into Perpignan in the south of France and get a Flixbus and be in Girona in like an hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
It's that close to the French border.
Does it have like a similar food scene? Not obviously comparable to, but like a decent food scene for being on the coast? Like, 'cause obviously San Sebastian's the easy reference point for being location-wise. But
I always think, I wouldn't say San Sebastian's overrated for food, because it is fantastic.
Yeah.
But I think because of the high standard or the high rating that people always give that, I think like Catalonia gets overlooked as being not quite as good. I think it's massively underrated.
Yeah.
The Catalonian food scene. But yeah, the food is tremendous. But a lot of it is Basque. You get like a lot of pinchos, a lot of tapas that you kind of would get in San Sebastian. Oh, that is absolutely beautiful, by the way.
It's you can definitely taste the strength a bit more in this one. Still got that real like full-bodied fruitiness.
It has, but that's just it is. It's so smooth. Is it suitable for vegans?
It should be that one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's from Catalonia. They probably won't say it, to be fair. But
I do find that a lot from like this one, the Baron beer is. It feels like it's without there being too much of a sort of a pressure or a campaign around it. There's kind of a lot of within craft the feel to do that, just out of a kind of common decency.
What's that? Put like vegan friendly on the cans.
Well, attempting to brew something that is vegan, as opposed to it just being sort of like coincidentally.
Yes.
There's sort of a conscious level to it. Can't see any reference on here. But yeah, that is to say that.
I feel like that is as creamy as you could get a beer without having lactose in it.
Just give it a double check, you know.
I don't know what Catalonian is for lactose. I mean, look, it looks.
They've all looked
phenomenal.
They've all looked.
They have, to be fair. They've all had a really good look to them.
Yeah.
But that's
I think it's that thing now with the craft beer scene that there are so many aspects to it that breweries have to kind of be careful to represent. That, as we were saying, like checking the nose of each one, and if it isn't there, well, you're losing a few points there.
Yeah.
And the hue, and it's like, color-wise, and it's that thing of like when they send out the signals of, for example, 8% or double dry hopped or whatever it's going to be.
Yeah.
You then kind of have to also put as much effort into maintaining sort of the visual expectation.
Yes.
I think
it's
kind of, I think if they include oats in the brewing process a bit more, it gives it that cloudiness.
I was going to say oats is used a lot in like sort of New England style IPAs. Now I only know that from doing a lot of brewery tours.
Yeah, I need to get like a brewing person on here and just like fire questions and assumptions at them. So
have you? I know you've worked in the industry, but have you never been like involved in like the brewing process?
No, just on the bar and on the canning line.
Right. Oh, right.
Cans in boxes stood there 7 hours a day. But so just on that side. But you pick up a lot, and just because of the nature of craft and like needing to know the details to be able to sell it.
Well, absolutely. It's. I mean, there's nothing better for me as a punter going into a craft beer place if you've got someone behind the bar who's knowledgeable about the product. Yeah,
and I think that's the thing with the industry now, is that most places will have knowledgeable staff there.
Yes,
because it's an increasingly hard thing to validate people going out and drinking full stop.
Well,
cost of living is...
Exactly, and that's the thing. And you're talking like sort of, I don't know what the average is in Leeds, but in Sunderland now we're talking like for a pint of craft, like between £5 and £6, I would say, like average price of a pint.
Yeah.
But that's £5 or £6, and you're not going to want to take a punt on that if it's not going to be very good.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, you've got to be careful and make sure that you're getting something that you know you're going to like.
Yeah, I think my trick has just been to stick with the breweries that I trusted.
Yes.
Going with core range cask beers, just Brutnell. Even talking about the sort of the crossover between music and beer. Mm-hmm. Brutnell has been obviously it's sort of mainstay of the Leeds music scene.
Fabulous.
And they've been updating their fridges recently with all sorts of fantastic stuff.
Really?
Yonder Brewing.
I've seen the name, but I'm not actually sure I've ever had one of their beers.
I think I've tried most of their stuff. I've had has been of the sort of the weird sours variety.
Right. I feel like they're a name that's been around the scene for quite a while, though. Yonder.
Definitely. Oh yeah.
Same as like Polly's.
Yes. Yeah.
Like
Similar
that,
sort of.
They've got that kind of iconic sort of eye-catching logo.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, just it's been great to see like the convergence of just, and I'd said to people, I'm sure, about Brutnell, the finest of music experiences. Mm-hmm. Like you go there as a live music fan, it is just as good as it fucking gets for me to be in the main lounge room. Just the setup that it is, the sound in there that it is.
It's like essentially an old workman's club,
it is,
isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
And the setup you can kind of tell, but the way it's set up is just so conducive to the live music experience.
Yeah. But then you also get a banging craft beer as well.
Yeah, I mean
so it's kind of rounds off the perfect experience of the night.
Yeah.
And
have you been to the like the second, what I would call the secondary venue?
Oh, the
like
community
the far
room.
end. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. It is what it is. It's like I'm old school, so I like the community room.
I do. I prefer it, but I think that's a good space because Random Hand did their Handfest there.
Yes.
And used both stages.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. You've got like a festival, two-stage festival under one roof.
In that situation, it'd be sick because you've got the option of both. But for me, it's like, you know, when you see, say, you know, no shade on Nathan Brutnell, fucking love them forever. But like, if you see the Brutnell has booked your favourite artist, mm-hmm. but then you see that it's the Brutnell booking out the Academy or something, it's just like, yeah, cool, you get to see him, but like, it's, as I say, I'm an old school arsehole, and it's, for me, it's the main room, and that's where I've got like countless ridiculous fucking memories, and that's where like I feel most comfortable and happiest.
I've seen some great gigs in there.
Yeah, but it's just that thing of like, when it comes down to the ideal, it's like, it ain't a case of like them playing a gig isn't going to be good. It's a case of, if you had your ideal scenario, and I've got my ideal scenario, so if it's not that ideal,
they've literally put that ideal scenario in your head and then just rip it away from you.
But it's, I think we've all got those, like, especially our age and doing this for as long as we have, we've got our own sort of areas of snobbery when it comes to...
I don't think it's I don't know, maybe it is.
But I think, but in respect of, like, if you say a term like that, people, like, get defensive on a knee-jerk response.
Like I just did.
But I think it's like similar to talking on the concept of ego, that like we've all got a relative ego. But it's like
everyone has an ego. It just depends on how big it is.
Yeah. Right. So this is Fell Brewery, Cumbria. Who are these fellas then?
Right. So Fell Brewery, they've been around for quite a while. I remember having some of their beers on a couple of trips to the Lake District, but now they actually have a tap room in Manchester.
Okay.
In the city centre. Do you know Manchester at all? Like the
Roughly.
beer scene? Have you ever been to a place called Beak Brewing?
No.
Well, it's what used to be the Beak Brewing tap room.
Okay.
They've got that space now. I haven't actually been in since it's been taken over, but yeah, Fell do some banging beers.
Nice.
And that's the one that Denny from the Fell Brewery tap room brought down for the beer exchange.
Oh, there we go.
So there we go.
Courtesy of Manchester Punk Festival.
Yes.
It's real. I think it's the issue it's got is kind of sitting alongside some of these thick.
That
big
is
hitters.
the thing. That is the. We maybe should have built up.
Thinking about it's not my idea. But, no, it's a very just light, enjoyable fella. It's 3.9%, I think it is.
I mean, that's just something that you could just absolutely go to town on.
Yeah. When I think wheat beers, my mind always goes to Schofhoff.
It's like just super fresh. That's really good.
It's kind of my default assumption is the refreshment is going to be there with this sort of stuff. But yeah, I mean, it ain't something I'd go to a tap room for. But if it was there,
it's one of those. You've probably been in a similar situation where you've been out early. You've had about 5 or 6 good pints, and you're looking for something to just kind of just cut it a little bit.
Oh yeah.
About 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. That's exactly the kind of beer you're looking for there.
Carry you through the next hour.
Yeah. Oh, Stride and Edge used to be great for that as well.
Yeah. Do they still do that?
I don't know. I honestly can't remember the last time I was in Leeds for a gig, to be honest. But I always used to go to Nicest Pie at Wharf Chambers.
Okay.
That's like every November.
Was that like a promoter?
No, it is, but it was a little kind of mini fest they did.
Yeah. Okay,
it was like Friday night, all day Saturday, and it was. I'm sure it was like Ben from Nosebleed.
I don't know them.
And yeah, it was a great time.
Oh, sick.
But they always had Stride and Edge in the fridge at Wharf Chambers, so that was a bit of a lifesaver at times, actually.
No, it's a decent low as well. And do you know what? Speaking of which, let's get into the no and low. Can you pass us the tall stack? Northern Monk's Striding Edge was always, I think it was like 3.5% though.
Striding Edge?
I think so,
Not 2.8.
2.8, okay.
Yeah.
But it feels like, I mean, I was even tempted to kind of call this segment, Is It As Good As Mash Gang? Because Mash Gang they've been killing it on the no and low front recently.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, they are fucking outrageously
Wow.
good. They are the metric now, the bar against whether something is worth a damn or not.
Really?
So we've got Verdant with their Psych IPA, 0.5%.
Got to be honest, fabulous brand, and the can looks brilliant.
The can looks outrageously cool. And Burning Sky, anything of note there? Low Life, 0.5% also.
Again, good artwork.
Yeah. With these guys, they've got like a real brand continuity thing going on with their tinnies. It's sort of, I was saying when we had Tom Plant in here, a pal of mine, that it almost, I'd assumed before knowing the brand that they were from France. Had this like provincial France type vibe to it. But they're from somewhere on the south coast.
South coast of England?
Down Brighton way, I think.
Right.
Yeah, so it's, but they've got like a real sort of strong brand continuity thing going on. You can always, you'll see one of their beers and always know it's a Burning Sky beer, essentially. Which is like a real sort of rare thing for, especially a beer brand, where there's so many sort of different brews going in and out the door.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's remember which is which.
Yeah, so this is the Verdant.
Verdant. Verdant looking a little clearer.
Yeah, definitely.
Burning Sky, which
that looks
is
like
telling us it is both unfiltered and unpasteurized.
So is this Verdant, is that an IPA?
Yes. This is brewed with Chinook, Citra, Dorado, Simcoe, and Mosaic.
Actually looks like a Hell's. It's got that kind of Yeah, very light, clear look to it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Well, let's try the Verdant.
We're going with the Verdant first.
Verdant Psych, 0.5%, decent roster of hops in the mix, but really not looking like it, sort of hue-wise.
No,
it's like a lager. Pardon me.
Well, it tastes better than it looks, to be fair.
I don't know. I kind of felt my soul cry a bit. I don't know. It's just every once in a while you taste one of those non-alcoholic beers that tastes non-alcoholic.
Yeah. Like the what did it used to be? The Caliber years ago. It's not quite that bad, but I could drink that. Yeah, I could drink it.
I wouldn't want to drink that again. Yeah. I mean, the non-alcoholic thing is, for the sake of the amount I've tried over the years and the amount I've liked, it's not a good ratio. It's a tricky motherfucker to get right, and that's why I've been so vocal and so surprised by Mash Gang's dominance on it, because they've
nailed it.
Yeah, and they've got the consistency there as well. They're able to. They've got a core range.
I think that's the hardest thing that you can do is nail the consistency of it.
Yeah.
Because you get 4.
So this is which one was this? Is sorry, no, this is that was Verdant.
Yes, that was Verdant.
So this is
this is the Burning Sky.
Yes.
Burning Sky.
That is a real surprise then. Yeah. Right, let's...
But yeah, I was saying, if you get sort of 4 alcohol-free beers and you get 1 out of them that's good, you'd be pretty good with that. You'd be happy with that return, wouldn't you?
A lot better.
It actually tastes like an IPA.
Yeah. It actually tastes like a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of the running joke of the commentary around non-alcoholics, that all of the adverts you see, oh wow, it's actually like a beer. And but yeah, that's all we want as consumers. It just needs to taste like the thing.
Yeah.
Do the thing that you're meant to do.
I think that's why Guinness Zero has gained a lot of popularity.
Yeah,
because it does actually taste like Guinness. It's a little bit sweeter, but it tastes like Guinness. And if I'm driving to a gig or whatever, I'll have no reservations having 3 or 4 cans of Guinness Zero.
Okay. I'm still in that hesitation place where I wouldn't, but then I'm not the Guinness fan to be craving a Guinness Zero as well. So, but yeah, I mean, this is Mash Gang.
That's palatable.
Yeah. Mash Gang is still tops Burning Skies, but I'd say it definitely sits in the sort of the top sort of 80 percentile sort of relative ballpark of things. But yeah, that was not bad.
Well, actually, it's similar to on the level. The box I brought, it had Anarchy Brew Core label on.
Okay, yeah.
There weren't Anarchy beers, I just repurposed the box. But Anarchy Brew Core do a beer called Placebo Effect. It's their Zero.
Yeah.
And that's pretty darn good.
Nice.
In terms of tasting like a real beer.
Another one to look out for then. I think that's it. I think we've gotten through them all.
Do you ever get any sort of northeast? Are you aware of the northeast breweries down here?
Because
we have some bangers at the moment.
I think Don Zoco is the biggie that I know of your area.
Correct.
Is it
Full Circle?
Full Circle, yeah. There's a name on the tip of my tongue, and it's not like Aztec or something. Aztec, yeah.
Liverpool.
Oh, is it Liverpool? Yeah. But as I say though, I've been kind of out of the beer scene for a minute now, so my awareness is very shit. I'm trying to think
what the other good ones we have. The Don Zoco and Full Circle, I would say they're probably 2 of the main ones. Vaux out of Sunderland, they do some bangers as well. But yeah, it's pretty decent actually, the northeast.
Yeah, it's I think Don Zoco has been the main brewery that I've known of that area. And then beyond that, you're kind of up into Scotland and there's all sorts of craziness in there.
Like I was in Scotland recently, went to Glasgow and Edinburgh, and I mean, I know Fierce's from Aberdeen, but like I went to the Fierce tap room in Edinburgh, and the Wee Vault, what they're called, Vault City.
Yes,
They have like a small tap room in Edinburgh city centre. I went to those. But other than that, I didn't really see like a huge sort of like craft scene in Edinburgh, and nothing in Glasgow. The only thing I found in Glasgow was like the Innocent Gun tap room.
I don't know about that place.
Well, it just feels a little bit like like stuff. My granddad would drink like Innocent Gun.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Innocent Gun. I thought you said Innocent Gun.
Not Innocent Gun.
Yeah. Did they get taken over recently or something?
I think they went into administration.
Yeah.
I don't know if they did actually get taken over.
I don't know. Lose track with all of the bullshit.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Right, I reckon we should decide on the beer of the bunch. So I reckon no and low wise.
Absolutely.
Burning Sky.
Yeah.
Taking it over Verdant.
Yeah.
Of the bunch, I mean, Fell Brewery was nice, but it's not what today is about, unfortunately.
Of the two that I brought, I would maybe take the Fell just over the Vaux.
I like the Vaux.
Just by a hair.
I like the Vaux more than the Fell.
Right.
So I'll definitely be checking out them
split
again.
Decision there.
But out of the big hitters, so the Collabtastic, the Baron, and the Soma, three very nuanced variances on the same sort of theme. Big, strong mouthfeel, strong hue, all 8%.
It's not even close for me. Force of Catalonia. There's your winner for me.
I think it's going to have to be Baron for me.
Yeah.
It was as much for the sake of loving the tinny, and it being...
The tin is great.
Yeah, and it's 500ml. So
oh, wow.
So it's a little extra kind of...
That is another thing of like travelling around Europe. Why we're the only country that I know of that does 440ml cans.
I don't fucking know, but...
Europe's all like 330 or 500. There's you never see 440s anywhere.
Oh yeah, that's creamy goodness. Cheetah print pit vipers. So it's about as good a place as any to piece it out.
Smashin' Crafties, Smashin' Crafties, Smashin' Beers.
This has been a Free Pour Studio production.